Anyways, getting into it. Elimination finals. Kylar, Dummy, Fi, and Shadoww. Fi and Shadoww had some amazing team combos, but ultimately ended up falling. But they're starting off strong here in the elimination finals. Immediate team combo onto the blue team.
I gotta type my stuff into the stat tool to see the history. That was derailing too long. It's 0-1 in terms of sets in favor of Fi and Shadoww.
Okay. Fi and Shadoww have had a victory over Kylar and Dummy, and are we going to get another one here? So far, Kylar, Dummy, more damage, but Dummy with the offstage could take down Fi. Fi did get the wall touch, but it gave plenty of time for Kylar to play that 1v1 against Shadoww and get some decent damage out.
So we saw a couple signatures coming out from Dummy that we pointed out previously. It was that D-Sig over on the edge, maybe another one here or there. But Fi was really using a lot of signatures throughout the entire set. Kylar's actually using a lot this game as well. And of course, we're going to see Fi use it. Side signature from Kylar, Alice's axe is going to take out Fi. Kylar, the only one on first stock, but he's very damaged. Fi grabbing a weapon very quickly. Neutral sig coming out. I don't expect to see the down signature.
Yeah, Spear down sig is a very niche signature for the Wushangs out there.
They'll throw it out in like the 2v1 when their opponent is like hugging really, really low down on the wall, and they're just, otherwise they would be sitting there and they need to get like the dopamine of pressing a button and seeing an animation happen on screen and hearing the noise. Nice.
Shadoww currently on his final stock here in game number 1. Definitely needs to stick around. More than I think a lot of teams in Australia, both red team members need to stay alive because they need those team combos.
It's about a minute. It was a minute and a half in by the time Shadoww was already on final stock. So really going to have to step it up in terms of survivability, or just like go sicko mode and start doing a ton of damage. Shadoww taken out completely from this game. Fi put on final stocks under 2 minutes into the game, and the red team already took 5 stocks.
Dude, Dummy's edge guards have been insane. Not only in this game, but also in the previous set. He's just taking people apart when they go into the offstage. Kylar Alice not able to punish that whiffed side sig from Fi, but they've got plenty of health here as there's 3 stocks left on this blue team.
Ooh, Kylar's punish game, like right now. I mean, literally just right now in the past few chances that he had to punish, of course, the GC side signature, and then like the side air that Fi just hit onto Dummy. Like Fi's just kind of running wild on Dummy right now.
No, but
okay, I take it back. I didn't mean it.
They find their chance. They find some hits. They use the hit on the teammate to get the launch on the N-Sig there. Fi taking a bunch of damage, and he's going to be disarmed. Kylar Alice going to play that forward position. He's got the extra stock with a neutral sig. Will catch Dummy.
Sidelight Nair, of course, the axe bread and butter, but it's not the axe KO. Kylar does have a stock to play with. Ooh. Oh! I thought Dummy was going to max charge that, and Kylar would have fallen right into it, but he let go just in time. It was like minimum charge time on it. There's the side air. Dummy and Kylar cleaning that game up.
Whew, Shadoww. You want to change screens immediately.
Yeah,
189 damage. That was not a good Shadoww game. I mean, you can see right here that clip, Dummy with the side sig over on the left side, Dummy with the ground pound over on the left side. Like, Shadow's got to be really careful challenging Dummy when he is out in the open.
And Dummy and Kylar still doing a great job of splitting things reasonably down the middle. 560 damage from Dummy, 510 from Kylar. Great damage from Fi as well. Put out the most damage in the game at 579. Also took the most damage in the game at 609. But unfortunately, you pointed it out, that 189 from Shadoww, that is tough.
Well, gonna have to try to erase that from the memory. Go here into game number 2. Shadoww trying to stay a little bit more central here, at least keep his feet on the ground. Jumps up, gets back up. Nice 2-piece onto Dummy.
Now we are going over to Demon Island, which we've seen soft platform maps abound for every game so far today until now. And if we're thinking how scary Dummy was on the edge, give him like a tiny little wall to force you onto, like that is going to scare me even more.
Yeah, especially like you said, with no soft platforms, you only can go to those walls. Dummy has a lot of potential to pop off in the offstage, but mostly it's been on stage here. Kylar Alice with that nair gets himself back up. Shadoww jumping real high. The N-Sig catches the teammate, but the handoff, and
Great
Dummy
follow-up.
was ready for it.
That was a really good follow-up. And that was Kylar recognizing in the moment that, like, my teammate is in a good spot for him to follow up. Kylar could have just done, like, the selfish move, the, like, in-the-moment move of D-Light recovery because he picked it up in basically the middle of the stage to KO off the top. The side air, of course, would not have KO'd unless Dummy was right there. So that was a lot of good trusting your teammate and Kylar knowing in the moment what the most optimal choice that could guarantee a KO would do.
Yo, but meanwhile, Fi and Shadoww got a nice team combo onto Kylar Alice. Kylar Alice on the second stock, getting very close to KO percent as Fi comes in. Downlight recovery. Dummy gonna lose that first stock.
Ooh, just barely enough. Lead still favoring the red team here. Fi in the later stages of orange, now in the red after that sidelight nair coming out from Kylar. He wasn't able to find that third hit, but Dummy, man, he's been able to find so many recoveries. This time, didn't even need some input from Kylar before he picked one up, got the KO off the top. We are even across the board.
This is looking like a solid game, both sides. Dummy! He really bet it all on that Qatar ground pound on the left side, and Fi just dipped away from that one, drifted out of trouble.
He was so good in the edge guards. I even pointed out in the beginning of the game that, like, don't mess with Dummy on the edge, especially on a tiny sidewall map, and Fi is here messing with him and actually got the better of him, sent him onto his final stock, lead in favor of Shadoww and Fi. And Fi's in a pretty good spot. In the yellow, now in the orange. Okay, Shadoww trying to go in deep with that. The ground pound from Kylar, setting up the edge guard. The side air is going to put Shadoww on final stocks.
A really good KO from Kylar. Downlight side air. Fi in trouble here. Oh! He took out his teammate!
Yep, that ended up hitting Kylar.
All right, Dummy versus Shadoww. Dummy has just enough to get that wall touch.
And we're just going to chill here. Okay. Dude, look at the cameraman. It's zooming in real close for this 1v1.
Dummy with the safer attacks, being a little bit more willing to throw some out because he can get away with it, has less punish room, but Shadoww starting to connect. All he needs is that one big hit. Dummy, neutral light. Oh, doesn't get the read though.
And that's why Shadow's like exclusively, bouncing off the stage means it takes away some of the momentum, but Shadoww is exclusively looking for KO options. He was hitting a bunch of dares and was like, okay, I actually need to find the KO here. So he's only been fishing for side airs, and Dummy is going to take it. You saw the way his character was at the end, that he started the taunt. He's got to be feeling good after getting that KO when it looked like he was so far behind.
Dude, that stat screen is like, it's actually BM. Like, you don't have to put an emoji. That stat screen is doing the BM for you because Dummy lost more stocks to himself than to the other team. The other team was able to take out to get 3 KOs, 2 on one, 1 on the other. Dummy with 2 accidents, but we're getting into it. Game number 3. Fi and Shadoww, they looked so plausible for a moment.
Yeah, I don't even really know what to say further because like Dummy losing so many stocks to himself. Let's see if things stabilize this game and we have some more like standard normal play after that Dummy clutch at the end of last game. Both members of the blue team starting off with their axes in hand.
Dummy able to punish Fi throughout that gauntlet neutral light. Kylar comes in, adds some extra damage onto Fi. Fi and Shadoww once again trying to get split to the outside so they can send the blue team members pinballing between the two of them. Fi throws out the sig and gets punished for it.
Nice pickup from Kylar.
And Dummy able to pick up that recovery.
Oh! Kylar and Dummy are a really strong team. Their follow-ups are so good.
They're not like overly ornate, but they're just like, they're happening all over the place.
Even Dummy picking up that neutral signature there as Shadoww was coming back in. I mean, Kylar's like ready right there. He didn't get the follow-up there, but you can still see like the thought was in his brain. He attempted that follow-up, and we've seen so many of them make contact before.
Kylar able to get back up with that spear recovery. Down sig from Shadoww. Will take down Dummy this time, but Fi losing out to Kylar on the left side. Fi now down to his final stock here. This could be his tournament stock here.
And something that was working for Shadoww and Fi earlier, their follow-ups. We're praising Dummy and Kylar this game, but like we were praising Shadoww and Fi so much for them before. Not as strong here. The signature usage from Fi, not nearly as strong, not nearly as successful here. He's kind of stuck without one of the major tools that really gave him a victory that game. There we see great coverage. It was that neutral air from Fi that reached up, but Shadow's ground pound actually made contact.
Unfortunate on that team combo, though, because the neutralite from Shadoww reached a little too far, and Fi ends up getting hit by that final blow, so they couldn't continue that team combo onto Dummy. They did get some decent damage here, Fi and Shadoww. If they take down Dummy, everybody will be final stocks.
Nice.
Dummy does fall. Fi cannot afford to fall here.
It's a great GC insig from Shadoww to get that KO. Did put a little bit of damage onto his teammate. We'll see if that comes into play as this game really starts to wind down. Fi taken out.
All left to Shadoww, sweat beating, and he is done for. Kylar, Alice, and Dummy going to set up a picnic on Demon Island because they 3-0 Fi and Shadoww.
And you look at Dummy's damage, he did pick up 4 KOs, but he only really put out 396. And even Kylar, it's not like Kylar's doing 600, 700, 800 damage. It's 535. And then you look at Shadoww and Fi, and you see 0 accidents on their side. So it's just really efficient KO potential coming out from Dummy and coming out from Kylar.
Yeah.